hidden under the reasons, an undeniable contradiction. Everybody just looks on when all the words they speak are an imitation. Complicated questions, simple-minded answers, falling to disaster, fate will follow after.
That's from Imagineyourgoddess here. I'm doing a quick introduction for us. So it is the first anniversary of Imagineyourgoddess, believe it or not. It's not the anniversary of the YouTube channel, but of the group as a whole. 1 year ago today, from February 20th, on February 20th, 2013, we formed this group with me, Qoheleth, and Diesel becoming the founding members of the group. And so, kind of in a celebration and as a breakaway from our normal activities of showing you Vanguard or Way Schwartz related things, kind of going to do a little retrospective video with kind of like a 10-minute piece for each of us or so, showing or talking about rather what happened so far, the things that have been on our mind and how the year's been, and maybe some about what's to come. So I've kind of divided the videos into 3 different parts. It's all one video, but 3 different parts, and each opening is the players' opening for when their deck profiles are shown for the 2014 year. So then that'll be your cue to show which parts who. And of course we'll introduce ourselves at each of our own parts, and you can watch all of our parts, not watch it at all, but as always, give us your opinion, let us know what you think, and hopefully this video will be an interesting history lesson or whatever about us. Guys, this is Ash from Imagineyourgoddess. I'm going to do my segment for the little IYG first year retrospective. Now, I know the other guys are going to talk about a lot about how we formed, and try not to delve too much into that, but just kind of a quick story there. Basically, one of the stores in the area was having this big team tournament, and it was the first of its kind in the state as far as what I've seen through history anyway. And a lot of groups traveled from all over to kind of get into it, and we needed a team because we felt like we weren't bad players. We felt like we were confident that we were decent, and we felt we could do well. So the original team was me, Qoheleth, and Blackstar actually, but due to Blackstar not being very reliable, not his fault most likely, but we ended up replacing him, and in our search for replacement we got Diesel. The short run of it is we went and defeated the tournament. So as far as my role in IYG, I kind of feel that we all kind of have equal roles, but as one of our roles have grown to be that I am mainly the administrator of all things tech related for the group, and design related as well. I realize I'm not the best designer or techie guy, but I think out of the three of us, I have the most proficient knowledge of it, and I think my knowledge is good enough for us to get by, for now anyway. With that said, I did design our playmat. This is the Goddess playmat. We've kind of branched out and started doing our own little, as you see there, that's the IYG logo, and each of the main founders, the name and the YouTube channel, of course, and my name is more highlighted in this version because this is my personal IYG mat. And the Goddess mat, of course, is probably going to be some yearly thing that we do. We're each going to get a special mat that only 3 of us have, and it's going to have our names on it, but we also are going to have the main logo mats as well, and that would just be a basic mat, which we're not sure what we're going to do yet, but I was the one who did the logo, and this font here, which I forgot what the font is the font that kind of stuck with us in Imagineyourgoddess. It's always in lowercase. It's kind of one of the things that we did at the beginning, and it looks very good. At least I think so. There's kind of a soft feel to it, and You know, as far as our main decks, my main decks have always been kind of more. I'm a very defensive player, so things like OTT, Kagero, and I might actually be big into Link Joker as well. Is kind of where my specialty is. Speaking of OTT, a really quick aside here, my favorite and main deck for the longest time was Soulless OTT until Cookie came out, and then it stopped working for me. So I stopped playing it, but this past weekend I brought it out again, fixed it up a bit, and managed to go undefeated. So hey, maybe the deck's liking me again. I might see a big return of this deck. But really glad to see that, to do well with that. And I feel like Qoheleth is more of a Qoheleth and Diesel are more of aggressive players in the way that they play. Diesel especially is probably a very aggressive player, Nova grapplers and that kind of thing. But I mean, as far as what I kind of observe, he may not be, but he usually plays odd decks. But kind of going on there, as it's kind of a hodgepodge group that was put together really quickly. I think we've done well to grow this past year. We went from kind of a bunch of people who did well at tournaments to basically becoming the organizers in the area for events. And I administrate the Facebook group that we all use as kind of a central communications hub. Diesel serves as the official single seller in the area, and he's actually I'm not sure if I'd say endorsed, but he works with the main shop to sell singles, which is a pretty nice gig there, and we're all kind of have various levels of involvement with those projects. And of course, we have the YouTube channel, which is going on 699 subscribers as of a few minutes ago, but maybe by the time this video is up, we'll have a lot more than that, maybe 700. We got about 64,000 views. Also, it's a pretty good achievement for, kind of card gaming group, and as far as how much we've grown there. Now, I'm not sure if we'll do a video for when the YouTube group actually hits the 1-year anniversary, which will be in the summer. But I do want to throw out some thanks to groups and people at Card Otaku, Desu, Difference in Skill, Chant especially, and Card Protagonists, among other groups out there that have really inspired us to really make this channel. There wasn't a lot of content early on for the game, and now there's a lot more, and we're glad that we're part of that. We try to release a video every day, and about a little over 300 videos as of this point, and we plan to release a video every day. I'm not sure if it's going to be card fight related or not, but I try to do my best to ensure that there's 7 videos a week. And generally we try not to, there's not really a schedule yet, but I might move to a more schedule of certain types of videos so people can know what to expect and when to expect it. Our main games, of course, is Card Fight Vanguard. We do a bit of a Waste Schwartz, and I'm not sure we'll delve into Buddy Fight, and we might do more Magic. Originally, I myself was actually a Magic player, but I quit the game because I'm more of a Type 2 player, and that's very expensive with the rotations. At least for me it was, the decks I was playing. So that wasn't really feasible, and I went to play video games for years and years, and I didn't think I would go back to card games, honestly. But then I saw on a blog some card fight pictures, and the game looked interesting, and the art looked really good. So I went ahead and I convinced Qoheleth to join the game. And we've met Diesel about, I'd say, 7-8 months later down the line. And because I joined in about the summer of 2012, Qoheleth near the end of the summer, and we met Diesel. I know Diesel joined probably around the November period of that year, but we met him, really got to know him in the January, I believe, because he was really more of a kind of just a regular player to us at that time. And I really do think it's a good thing that we approached him with joining the team, and the team's kind of grown far. We've went to regionals together. Didn't do as well as we hoped, but hey, it's Vanguard. Luck needs to be on your side as well. I don't discount the people who have skill, though. I mean, there are certainly a lot more people skilled than us, and we never claimed to be the most skilled. But especially me, I mean, I've gotten so rusty without having played competitive Vanguard in quite a while due to work obligations and whatnot. But I'm glad that the scene here is growing. We've got more and more new faces. It's always good for the game, and we expect great things in the community moving forward there. Just hoping that our atmosphere here stays the way it is. It's not very toxic. We have a bunch of people willing to help, and generally a lot of us we talk to each other outside of the tournaments, and that's good for the group to grow as well. And kind of looking back, IWG, like I said before, we've gone far. We've got play mats. We do these videos. We got a lot of influence in the area now. Considering where we were, and maybe it was one of those right place, right time things. But I feel like we've grown with the community, and we're now kind of an integral part of the community here. And that's good and bad, but mainly I think one of our big goals is to make sure that the community continues to thrive there. And Imagineyourgoddess, actually, the name originates from Pajil in Cardfight Vanguard. He's our avatar on the Facebook page and the YouTube channel, and he's that little great nature kid. And he actually says in the episode, "Picture it, your goddess," but Qoheleth came up with the name, and he thought he said Imagineyourgoddess, but hey, that mistake worked out really well for us. IYG is pretty good, and I think it's pretty integral. The name is kind of stuck pretty with us now. We originally thought it was going to be a temporary name, but glad kind of stuck around, and things have kind of grown from there as well. As a quick aside here, people asked me about the website or little YouTube channel, the design and all that, and I did mention that I handle all of that, and there's those openings that we're known for now, where it has like a name kind of going across the screen and then some music playing, and it's always kind of the same. I do apologize for that, but I originally was going to change that, and I might change it down the line, but I think it's kind of like our trademark. I try not to edit the videos too well, because I like it's good that the video looks good, but at the same time, I like the amateurish feel, and it kind of gives it a little a throwback in a sense. But most of our videos are shot with this camera here, and this is actually a Samsung Galaxy S3 camera. We're pretty cheap in that we don't have fancy camera equipment, and most of our cranes and things that we use are also pretty cheap things. So in case people are wondering about the equipment behind the scenes, it's not that great, and anyone can shoot these videos here. Moving forward, I'd like us to release, we're going to be releasing more videos, most likely. Try to keep up the 7 videos a week schedule, and it's kind of thanks to things like having good access to cases, pre-release kits, card supplies, things like that we're able to shoot so much kind of unique content at times. I know that more groups have gotten it so far, but when we first started, not many people had case things, and you never knew what the ratios for cards were in a case, and we wanted to find out. So if no one's going to do it, why not do it ourselves? And I kind of want to throw this out there to the people who, thinking about things that are missing in the market or things that aren't there. If you don't see it, why not take it upon yourself to do it? It's certainly your prerogative there, but you can go far with things that you never thought you could, and you never know if you can go far or not till you try. So definitely try to do a lot of different things there, and the note here for it kind of let us off. I do notice, or I've had comments that there was monotone of other people in our group, and I kind of do apologize for that, but hey, that's how I am. Sound like very disinterested, but I am more interested than I sound, I promise you that. And try to see if I can increase my level of friendliness, if that's the word to use, in these videos, and hopefully people won't be so turned up, it's so monotone. Kind of funny if you notice that the contrast in my openings is already happy and jumpy, and then it's like, this monotone dude. But try to increase on that, and fix up on that, and go from there. But as far as the rest of the stuff this year, there's a big team tournament coming up, the official Bushiroad Invaders Defenders one. Not sure what we're playing yet, but whatever we do, I hope we'll do well. I don't. I'm not sure that we can be considered the top group anymore, because we've kind of expanded more than just being players. So just because you become like leaders in the community doesn't mean that you're not as strong anymore. But your focus kind of changes as well. And I'm glad to see that a lot of players have grown up and taken first place. I mean, last year I would say was dominated by us three, among maybe a few select other people, had dominated most of the tournaments in the area, and now we're actually seeing in this year a lot of new players taking up the reins, and it's nice to see that. It shows that the game's growing, and also if the same players aren't winning all the time, it's not as discouraging to the group. And really quick here, I do want to thank all of our viewers. You guys make it possible for us to keep making these videos. Really appreciate that in the comments as well, and kind of really gives us, kind of appreciation, like a feeling there that what we do actually matters to some people. I'm sure though, if no one watched our videos, we'd still post them. If you looked at some of our older ones, that was certainly the case, and we kind of have a good output now. But I won't say that we're the best. We misplay all the time, and we cheat all the time, it seems like. But I'm really glad to our players, people who watch the videos, being able to catch that and pointing it out, because when you're in heat of battle, you never see that kind of thing coming. But this has been Ash from Imagineyourgoddess. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.
Hey everybody, Diesel here from Imagineyourgoddess. We found out recently that it has almost been a year since Ash, Qoheleth, and I became a team. So I decided to do a little retrospective video for you to tell you a little bit about how our team got started and all that jazz. So up until last year, I guess a little bit longer, 18 months ago, I had played a variety of games since I was about 12 years old. I had started in Pokemon, as most children do, and I went into various card games throughout my life. I've played almost every card game based on an anime. I played Yu-Gi-Oh! I went into Magic pretty hard for a while, and I've always been a competitive player, but I always built my decks kind of outside of the norm. I was known for that in some of the earlier games that I played. And I kind of carried that in when I started playing Vanguard about 18 months ago. I was getting tired of the Magic scene. I had a few close friends who would play with me because we were friends, but I didn't really play the competitive people feeling like we got along well. It's just kind of a heavy scene, and you've got to be deep into it to feel that sense of belonging. So I wanted to try a new game, and my friend and I found Vanguard, and we thought that the art was cool, and we really wanted to get into it. So we started off playing, but we couldn't really afford to get into it the way I had gotten into Magic. So we just bought some stuff. We'd buy boxes of set 3, because she really wanted to play Pale Moon, and I really wanted to play Dark Irregulars. So we just kept getting on boxes and boxes of that. Eventually, we started going to tournaments, and we were playing people from around our area who were pretty good players, like solid, great players, and we'd hold our own with decks that people didn't really think about. One guy had commented that he always was worried whenever he played me, and that didn't make sense because I was playing Amon and he was playing Spectral Duke Dragon. So one night, I had gone 4th place at a local, playing this weird OTT 8-draw build that was Battle Sister Claire as the Vanguard. And I got in 4th place with it, which was better than any of our decks had done in the past at our tournaments. And, I was excited, and I was going to tell my friend about it. And that night, Ash and Qoheleth both approached me, and they had said that I did really good with that deck. How good did I think I was at this game, and I said if I had the money to buy the cards, I'd be topping quite a lot. And so they said, prove it. And from that night, we went over to a restaurant, just someplace where we could stay out late and play some cards. And Qoheleth gave me his Stern Blaukluger deck. And he's like, I want you to play with this and see how you do. And the first couple games were a little jumpy, but within a few games, I really got the hang of it, and it really started to work for me, and I was winning pretty consistently. And so they were like, you heard about this team tournament thing coming up, right? And I was like, yeah. They said, well, we'd like you to be the third on our team. And at the time, my friend and I had been considering doing the team thing just as a laugh, but I love playing in the competitive circuit, and I knew that Ash and Qoheleth were a couple of the best players that we had at our locals. So I asked my friend if she was cool with it, and she said yeah, so I went ahead and I joined, and we started playing together on the regular. One of the things that was really fun about it was that our personalities kind of meshed well, I felt. Qoheleth and I have similar sense of humor, but just different enough to keep it interesting, so we'll laugh at each other's jokes and mess with each other and have a good time. And Ash and I are really easy to talk to one another and get to know, and we have similar interests. One day I found out that Ash had an interest in anime, and so he started showing me anime, and more anime, and even more anime. Much more anime than I could ever assume to watch on my own. And he's diligent about it. He really wants to watch it and make sure that you get the entire storyline. You know, he wants to talk about them, and it's really fun to meet someone who has that kind of interest and wants to actually discuss it and not just watch it for the sake of watching it. And so we got along really well. Things were going well for our practice on the team tournaments. And we went to our first team tournament over at Manticore Game Shop. That's a place over in St. Charles area, O'Fallon, Illinois. Or O'Fallon, Missouri, rather, sorry. And we did really well. We placed first. And with Stern Blau, I actually went undefeated that night. So we had just like a really good time, and we kind of went through the competition, and we realized that we were good together, that we fit well together. So when we were making the team name, we ended up choosing Imagine Your Goddess, and most of you guys who've watched the show probably know that Imagine Your Goddess is kind of like what what's his name, the SIT genius kid says to Kamui when he thinks that Kamui's daydreaming about Emmy. He's like, you must have a goddess that you worship. Imagine your goddess going home with me after I win this Vanguard tournament. And so we went with this because Qoheleth likes troll names, and this was one of the better troll names that we had gone through. Some of the other things that we might have become for fun, King Midas and the Golden Showers, Oedipus Rex and the Mama's Boys. We spent one tournament as Team Ice Hair, and Qoheleth and I partnered up a couple weeks ago as Fructoses for Flavor. So we've gone through a few fun names, troll names, but Imagine Your Goddess, I really liked the sound of it when he mentioned it, and we just kind of stuck with it, and that's kind of what brought us to the present. Along the way, I played a lot of Nova Grapplers. I played Stern, but eventually I moved into Illuminal with Azure Dragon. I had tried Kaiser for a while, and then I kind of moved in directly to Ethics Buster when Ethics Buster came out. But I had also played some decks that were kind of clashing with the meta. The next week that we had gone to a tournament was the next team tournament that came out, and I played Giraffe Mega Colony at that tournament. And that was back a couple weeks before you saw our first deck profile video, my Giraffe Mega Colony build. And I had gone almost undefeated with that all night, and we won first place at that tournament as well. And it was so much fun to play something that people weren't expecting to go high. And, we all had a good time doing it. Ash, Qoheleth, and I really, get along, and while we do these things for you, we put out these videos so that you guys can benefit from some of our experiences and get you guys a little further into the Vanguard world. We have fun while we do it, we spend some time together and watch anime or play games, go out to dinner, and we just, I wouldn't have guessed a year ago that I would have made such good friends with people who played cards with me at a tournament that I barely had talked to before. So, it just goes to show you that if you put yourself out there and you try, that you don't know where the future can take you. I'd say this past year has been really good for us as a group and as individuals, where we've learned a lot about, how to make videos and how to show you guys what you want, but also to know a little bit more about ourselves and how we play and how we act. Up until 8 months ago, I would have never known that I had said folks so much until it was mentioned in one of our videos. And overall, I think that we've really become best friends, just good friends and good teammates, good business partners, and the sky's the limit. So I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I want you guys to leave your comments and questions. I'll try to answer as many of them as I can. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Also, if you guys want to see something in particular from us, something special, since we're coming up soon on the first year of IYG as a channel, we'd like to do something special for that too. So give us your ideas, and thank you very much for watching, and I hope you guys keep watching because we love to make these videos for you. Have a good night.
Hey guys, Qoheleth here. Today marks the first anniversary of IYG being formed. So I just kind of want to go over, how things came to be, what brought all of us together, besides the fact that we all played Cardfight Vanguard, and, what went on. So basically, it all started when a card shop named Manticore said that they were going to do a team tournament. The St. Louis area has a very, very strong card fight community. We're constantly talking to each other online and keeping in touch. So, we felt pretty confident that a lot of people were going to show, and that there was going to be a lot of friendly rivalries at this tournament. A lot of stakes, quote unquote, to win. So Ash and I, we got into the spirit of competition and we wanted to win. But we needed a third because there wasn't as many players back then that we knew and could do well. So we had met this guy Diesel. We're gonna keep calling him Diesel for now. He's a Diesel you all know, but he had started playing about 4 months earlier, and he was doing pretty well with some unconventional decks. And we wanted to see how good he really was. So we one day we went up to him, asked him, would you like to join our team? So we asked him if he wanted to join our team. And he had started playing Cardfight Vanguard with another friend of his. So there was technically 4 players, and he would have to break off from her if he wanted to play with us. So we made sure it was okay with her. And after that, I let him borrow my Sturm Blaukluger deck, because back then I didn't have that many decks. And this was at the time right before Set 5, so just to kind of give you an idea of what was out. But he played Sturm Blau. We tested. He did very well. We were happy with results. We took this a little too seriously for a friendly tournament. But, he did well enough, and we were confident that we were going to do pretty well in the tournament. So after that, we went up to Manticore that day, and I played my Garmor Duke deck, though it has been on the channel. It didn't change much from then till now. Ash played his Coco build, yeah, his Scarlet Witch Coco, and then Diesel, the Sturm Blau deck. And we were, like I said, we were looking to do well. However, we weren't the favorite. It was a local game shop that had a team that was formed well before we even formed, and they were the favorite. And then there's another good team that ended up coming in second that day. But we knew we had to win due to honor. We needed our honor. Yeah, let's call it honor. So there were 7 teams at the tournament. We fought through 6. 5 of them being locals to that store, and one of them coming all the way from Springfield, Missouri. So, it was pretty serious, quote unquote. And we ended up winning. We went undefeated. Diesel was the one that went truly undefeated. Ash lost a game. I lost a game. But Diesel was the one that pulled through the most. And he's the one that made sure that we didn't lose. So, yeah. After the end of the tournament, we claimed our prize, the Medal of Manticore. So that was pretty sweet. That was nice of them to give that to us. This was really the only prize. There was no buy-in, so couldn't ask for much. That Friday, Set 5 was to be released. And there was also another team tournament at Yeti, where most of our finals videos are shown. Now, we decided to stay a team, and the team that was, like I said, we weren't established yet. People didn't know people knew us, but they didn't know how strong we were. But there was a team that had bought a case of Set 5, and had already built the big 3. So we were worried that we wouldn't be able to compete with them, and I had forgotten my Garmor Duke deck at Ash's house, so I wasn't playing my strongest deck. I ended up playing Sturm Blau, and Diesel felt confident enough that he would play Mega Colony. So we didn't go undefeated that day, but we ended up beating the team playing the big 3. Diesel's friend's team ended up pairing up with 2 other people at the shop, and it was the fight between us. We were in the losers bracket, they were in the winners bracket, and we had to beat them twice, and somehow we pulled that out of our ass and took first that day. So freshly made team, almost going in blind with the new player, and he pulled through. Like I said, we didn't go undefeated, but we still won. We came back from the losers bracket to win, so that was pretty sweet. Let's see here. What else happened? So yeah, we took honor and victory at Yeti over the tyrant group of the big 3. So about that point, people realized that we were good, I guess. I don't know. I don't understand that whole mentality, but friendly competition is friendly competition. After that, after those local team tournaments took place, we started hanging out a lot. We spent the day for the Set 5 sneak I guess this was before the team tournaments. But we had started after we had established that Diesel was going to be a part of the team. We hung out, went to lunch, went to dinner, traveled throughout the city to get as many Set 5 sneaks as we could because Set 5 was a big deal. Dope was going to come out. PBO was going to come out. MLB was coming out. So we needed to establish that we were going to maintain players of the meta when Set 5 was actually going to be released. So we went crazy. That was a good day. That was the first sneak took place at like 9 in the morning, and we didn't get done until about 10 that night. So we had a lot of time to bond. And that's when we realized that we had something good here. We all qualified for the Stand-Up Cup Regional, and we all traveled to Indiana together, where all of us failed miserably. We don't want to talk about that. And then we also qualified for the Team League, where we didn't prepare as much as we should have. We kind of took it for granted. As much as we wanted to win, it wasn't meant to be, I guess. So that happened. But right before the Team League started, we had decided to start making videos. And with the videos, we were able to catalog everything we could ever want. We were able to keep track of builds. Wow, I'm an idiot. Sorry about that. There we go. Sorry about that. But we were able to keep track of builds, and we were able to interact and expand our community. We started posting our videos on our Facebook group for the St. Louis card fight, which made everyone more excited for the game. It made some people come back, some people, were indifferent about it, but it ultimately helped the community. And then we broadened our horizon by, gaining subscribers and interacting with the Vanguard community as a whole. Not our local area, but the community as one, which helps. It's always nice to have to know that you're a little bit of an impact on a community, even if it's as small as the Vanguard community. And we just decided that daily content was the way to go. Especially since we were still growing. We needed to keep a schedule in order to, keep a fan base. And so far that's going good for us. We started at about May, I believe our first video was posted. And, I have the goal myself to make 1,000 subscribers before May comes around, and we're at 700 right now. So that's more than doable, and we have only you guys to thank. And when it comes down to it, this whole thing is a group effort. It's an effort as the team. We're starting to brand the IYG name by, Diesel has taken over singles at Yeti and is under our name. We make playmats. There's some future stuff that we're planning on doing, and we're hoping that going into this new season of Vanguard, the Invader versus Defender Team League, I believe there's another Stand-Up Cup-esque type tournament going on this year again, and of course open regionals towards the end of the year, I believe are still happening. And we're hoping you guys stick around with us, as we don't plan to abandon the channel for really anything. We plan on sticking with this until the game ends or one of us dies. So yeah, we have you guys to thank. Honestly, you guys are the reason we do this for the most part. I mean that. For the most part, you guys help out. Yeah, that's just my little take on this past year as a team. Ash and I, don't really interact with people outside of the community on a regular basis. But since we are a part of the community, we love talking to everybody. That Ash, Diesel, and I love talking to everybody that plays Card Fight. So don't be afraid to chat at us. We're normally pretty good about getting responses back, and feel free to let us know anything you want to see and want to know, or want explanations on, like why we chose something particular for a build. we're always open to questions. And then we'll talk to you guys later. Expect a lot more content from us because we're just getting started. See ya. Peace out, goddesses. That's your guys' name.